Wrestling fans, now you too can look as cool as Monty and the Pharaoh by wearing the official Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99 each. That's only $8.99 each. Now available at montyandthepharaoh.com. You punk.
What? Yeah. No, I'm behaving myself. No, I'm not playing in abandoned buildings. What? Again? Now. I suppose you had those people follow me again. Fine. Hey, this is Jimmy Pharaoh from Monty and the Pharaoh, and I want to thank all our subscribers. We have now passed 14,000 on our YouTube channel. But I want to ask our subscribers to take the next step for us and become a full-fledged member of Monty and the Pharaoh. Yeah, that's right, folks. There's 3 different levels to choose from. There's free shirts, there's free autographs. Just check it out and become a member of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh. Later. Alrighty, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Wait a minute. Monty?
Hi, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas, also known as Monty. Got my main man right here, the Pharaoh. We got some wonderful guests over here. We got the Macho Man sitting here, and we got the Huckster sitting over here. Got some of the best guests around. I'm so happy to be here. Just call me Tony Monty. Hello.
Tony Monty?
Yes. And I'm so glad that we got these great people over here. Look at the wonderful guests we got to do. You guys introduce yourself there, brother. Tell them who you are.
XNWA WCW superstar ravishing Randy Hogan here, brother.
Randy Hogan, baby!
Yeah, and I am #1 Macho Man Randy Savage impersonator, past, present, and future. Yeah, Macho Man. Dig it?
And together, we are Mega Powers
2.0, yeah.
The Mega Power, baby, like that. Well, I'm going to tell y'all Mega Power people something. I got my main man right here, Jimmy Pharaoh. And Jimmy Pharaoh would jump down your throat, top things on your liver, and dare your heart to be. Because Jimmy Pharaoh here is a tower of power. Too sweet to be sour. Often imitated, but never duplicated.
Thank God.
Never broad at the shoulder, narrowed at the hip. Nobody at Monty and Pharaoh give him any lip. If you see him come, you better step aside. A lot of men didn't. A lot of men died. He was raised in a cave by old female land. No high-toned woman make him walk a straight line.
Who am I to argue?
Wow.
Who am I to argue?
Jimmy Pharaoh. So y'all get ready for it.
What do you think of that much?
Hey, I got nothing, brother.
This is what the time is right here.
That's a promo, brother.
That's right. Well, you see, I'm getting ready for it. People don't realize I'm getting ready for the best thing that ever happened in my life. The best thing that ever happened in my life. The best thing that ever happened in my life.
The best? Oh,
Having
no.
a sip of
Oh, no.
good fucking wine.
Yeah.
I got so lit up on this stuff here the other day. I was high as a kite, brother. You know, this is better than the pipe.
Wow.
How is that possible?
Oh, brother, you take a sip of this.
Well, I guess
good
it is
fucking
possible.
wine, brother.
All right.
It
That's
will
the name
monk
of it.
You up.
Well, fair
you
enough.
Want to get totally monked up? This is the stuff.
Monked up.
Monked up is a nice way of saying F up.
Yeah, okay,
you know?
all right.
Yeah, but this is some good wine. I didn't realize it at first, but I drink me some of this right here, and boy, this is good stuff. There,
Yeah, it's
buddy.
like what the label says.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
And it reminds me of a song there.
Oh, no.
Let's hear it.
No, don't
But I'm
encourage
not
him.
gonna do
Oh,
it.
my God.
But what we would like to do, if it's okay with my main man, here,
Yeah.
the Pharaoh,
Yeah, well,
I would like y'all starting with you, Mr. Hogan. You know, in the wrestling business, you and I, we talk, and ain't many wrestlers left from our era. And a lot of people know how Tony Atlas got started. They know how Hulk Hogan got started. They know how Bob Orton got started. Y'all take the time. How you got into this business? What got you interested in this business? And just talk about you, brother. Let the people know who you are and what you represent and why you are in this business.
Well,
And if you got any good stories, we love to hear it.
I'm not sure I can tell them.
Well, do
But
the
anyway,
best you
brother,
can.
Going way back, 7, 8-year-old kid, I was. Grandparents loved professional wrestling. Took me to Olympia Stadium in Detroit before Cobo Hall, before Joe Louis Arena was around. Raised on guys like The Sheik, Wilbur Snyder, Bobo Brazil, Killer Kowalski. So I was raised up as a fan all these years and became a fan and stayed a fan until one day I decided, I really want to know what's real and what's fake. I had no idea. Professional wrestling.
What
I like
year?
it.
Well, what year is this?
This would be about 1981.
81.
81. And I used to play in a band, and we were playing a Holiday Inn circuit in the South, and we're in Columbus, Georgia. And I know, Tony, you've been to Columbus.
Yeah.
Every
And
Wednesday
the funny
night.
thing, Hulk Hogan was in a band.
That's right. He played bass guitar, and I played
Exactly.
drums.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh.
What a rhythm section, huh?
I
There
tell
we
ya.
go. There we
Lot of
go.
similarities in
And I
this.
played with me.
I was going to say, pocket pool was, what, you gold medal at pocket pool? I mean, what are we talking
Oh,
about?
just like
Go
Hulk,
ahead, go ahead, brother.
like the other Hogan's first movie, No Holds Barred.
Right.
His brother's name was Randy.
Right.
So anyways,
Right.
being a fan, playing in a band, and all the wrestlers used to stay at this Holiday Inn I was working at.
Okay.
So, and they come into the bar afterwards, so I got to see some. I knew them all from the magazines, and that was it. Scared. But you had guys like Wahoo McDaniel and Eddie Mansfield.
Wow.
Anyways, Eddie Mansfield.
This is Mid-Atlantic territory you're talking about, right?
Atlantic, yes, Columbus, Georgia.
WCW then, yeah.
It was, I think, NWA.
NWA,
Still
baby.
rocking.
NWA, we
Yeah.
said NWA then.
Yep,
Yeah,
81.
right.
Aren't you Georgia heavyweight champion around
Yeah, but they
that time?
changed to WCW.
Yeah, later on, a little
Tony
later
was
on, a little
everything,
later.
yeah.
Okay.
So I got to know Eddie, and through Eddie, I got to know Ted and Jerry Oates, who were
Ted and
a
Jerry
brother
Oaks, yes.
tag team
The
all
Oaks
over.
brothers, yeah, yeah.
And Jerry owned the gym there.
That's right.
So I got to know Eddie well and started talking to him, and used to go to the gym with him, working out and everything. Now this is the day back in kayfabe. I didn't know nothing. Eddie told me nothing about the business other than stuff that was going on with him at the time.
Right.
So we went through that, and I had moved to I was managing a restaurant, and got moved up to Marietta, Georgia. And my father passed away down in Florida, so I got transferred down there.
How old was your dad?
My dad was 56,
That's young.
had a brain tumor.
That's young.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So I was managing a restaurant anyways, and they closed the restaurant. And I said, well, shit, what am I going to do now? So that's when I had the question, I wonder if this wrestling is real or fake or whatever. So I called Jerry Oates. I said, Jerry, do you know anybody down here that trains people? And, excuse me. Jerry said, well, there's only one. His name is Hiro Matsuda,
Oh,
who trained
Hulk Hogan.
Worked very close with the Grahams. Trained Lex Luger. So
He didn't
Jerry
break your
said-
he didn't break your leg, did he?
No, not mine.
Oh, unfortunately
No,
not.
that was my
One broken Hogan leg was enough for him. Thank
Well, that
God.
was old school
So-
training
so-
to see if
so-
you come back.
So who finally ended up training you?
Ted and Jerry Oates.
You were trained by Ted and Jerry Oaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
About 13 months.
Okay.
Okay.
So now at this point, I knew nothing, but I thought I knew everything.
Oh boy.
I
Oh
was
boy.
fortunate enough that I could take bumps from anywhere. I don't know.
You remember who your first opponent was?
Yeah, he was called the Executioner.
Was that Jerry Stubbs?
No, his name was Grady something. I don't remember.
Right, right.
It was a fundraiser they had for the Police Athletic League. At the time.
Okay. And what name you went under there?
Randy Franklin.
Randy
Because my
Franklin.
dad's name was Frank.
Right.
So I took that. And I always had the mustache now since
Right.
I was 18
Now,
years
now, now,
old.
when did the Hogan impersonation came about? What
Impersonation, brother. I'm 3 years older than him. He is a Randy Hogan impersonator.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
That's right.
Okay.
Don't make me come out of
when
retirement,
did
Tony.
you?
We're getting to the bottom of this now.
I'll rephrase the question. When did you?
Careful.
When did you got the recognition for being the original
Okay.
Hogan?
Okay, I'll make the rest
Well
of the story
done.
short.
Well done.
Okay?
Yeah.
I thought I knew everything. I was done. Didn't want to wrestle nothing. Always went to the matches because I still lived in Columbus. And one of the guys I trained with was putting up the ring. So I said, Bill, what are you doing? He says, well, they rent the ring from me when they come to town. I put it up. And he asked me, are you wrestling? You doing anything? I said, no, I'm not doing nothing. So what are you doing? He says, I'm wrestling in this little bar up in, I think, Athens, Georgia.
Athens, yes.
Yeah. And he says, why don't you come with me sometime? I said, well, I'd love to come watch you. And he said, bring your stuff. I said, I'm not bringing my stuff or nothing. I just want to go watch you. So I went and watched them once, and I went the second time, and somehow I got in my bag and took it up. And like most of these little independent shows at the time when you're playing in a bar in front of maybe 30 drunk soldiers, which it was at the time, there were some no-shows. So the promoter guy goes to my friend Bill and says, hey, does he want to wrestle? And I said, well, okay. Now again, I think I know everything, okay? So promoter says, okay, you're going to wrestle this guy named Animal, and he's going to go over. I says, okay.
Is that Animal or the Road Warriors?
No, this is just
Another Animal,
just
right.
another guy, yeah. Similar, but anyway. Anyway, so I go in the back, and I says, Bill, I says, I'm wrestling Animal, and he's going over. I said, now, does that mean he's, like, going over the top rope? Or going to throw me over?
Oh, you
Something
knew
like that?
everything.
I knew everything, right.
Oh, boy.
He says, no, dummy, that means he's going to win. I said, oh, okay. So anyways, I got through the match. They're okay. Came in the back, promoter says, can you come back next week? And I said, well, sure. Now, this is one of those hot dog and a handshake days we joke about.
Right.
That wasn't no joke, brother. That was, and it drove 3 hours to get there. But, so I went back the next week, and he says, you know what? Now, this is early 80s. He says, you kind of look like that Hogan guy. Now, Hulkamania was just being born.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you just won the belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said, we're going to call you Hal Hogan, and you're going to be his cousin. I says, okay. So I thought about it. I said, I don't mind the Hogan thing, but I don't want to be Hal, because I don't know who the hell they're talking
You said
about.
this was in 1980?
Yeah, like 81.
81,
right
yeah.
in there, yeah. And he says, okay, you can be Randy. So because of this little bar, a hot dog and a handshake, I was given the Randy Hogan name.
Fantastic.
So
Fantastic.
You never felt pigeonholed by it as the years went on? Did you?
yes and no.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The yes part is because I only got so far in the business. Okay, that was different back in the territory days.
Of course it was.
A lot
yeah,
more
yeah,
work
yeah,
and everything
yeah.
else. But doing the Hogan thing, you go and you watch other guys that are on the matches, and you go watch them into the house, and they introduce you to a promoter, and that's kind of how you progress and get jobs from this guy, that guy, and the other. Well, then I was in a match once, and I built up, and because of the Hogan gimmick, now I was still whatever they wanted me to be. His cousin, his uncle, his brother, I don't care. Pin me, pay me.
There you go.
So I was up in the, I was wrestling, and the main event had this self-proclaimed 40-year veteran Alabama junior heavyweight champion, Mike Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the main event. And, he was on TV. It's jobber, enhancement, whatever. So I said, how do you get on TV, Mike? And he says, well, I actually bring guys up. He says, I can't guarantee you anything, but if you want to drive up with us. They were doing tapings at TBS Studios in Atlanta every Wednesday, 3 hours. So I went on my very first TV match was a tag against the Warlord and the Barbarian.
Oh wow. Okay.
Warlord picked me up in one of his presses. I'd never been so high in my life, okay? They turned me over, and I landed correct. I just wanted to jump up and say, yeah, you know? That was great.
So you enjoyed that.
Oh, yeah.
Do it
yeah.
again. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
So I sold it.
I want to get him in a little bit, if you don't mind.
Macho.
Macho, yeah. How? Now I'm sitting here looking at you.
Right.
You
It's
jack,
uncanny.
brother.
It's uncanny.
You are freaking jacked
It's uncanny.
out of this freaking world. Before you get into how you got started, like Hogan did, can you give the fans just a glimpse idea of what regiment you did? Because everybody's body is different. I may have did one thing in my day to develop myself. Hulk Hogan did something in his day to develop himself. The Ultimate Warrior have another workout. What was your way of training? And once you explain that, can you do pretty much the same thing that the Hogan did? Kind of explain what got you into the business and who helped you to get started in this. But I'm interested to know myself, how in the hell you get to look like that? You jack, bro.
Man, this is coming from somebody who's twice my size. Man, I'm trying to get like you, brother. Man, you see those arms right there?
Well, all you got to do is get fat, bald-headed, black, and ugly. You look just like me.
Well, I'm halfway there. Don't worry about that. But here's the deal.
God.
As far as what I do is a lot of trial and error, man. You know what I mean? I've been doing it for a long time. Tried every diet under the sun. Every supplement, every type of workout, and the thing is, man, you got to find what works for you.
Right.
And that's only going to happen through years and years of trial and error. And basically what I found is a lot of supplements, most supplements for bodybuilding are a crock of shit.
Really?
Yeah, none of it's FDA approved.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a
FDA
big
approved.
supplement guy. I believe in, the standard protein powder.
Right.
I take some pre-workout to get me going. Some branched chain aminos. You know what I mean? The powder mix. I drink that during my workout. So basically, man, the only supplements that I take is before I work out, during my workout, and after I work out. It's
Right.
pretty much I got my protein before and after, and I have my aminos during, and throw in a pre-workout to get me going. But everything else, man, if you're eating right, if your diet is on point, you don't need supplements, because that's
How
what
many
they
days
are.
a week you normally put into the gym?
I actually try to go 7 days.
7 days?
Yeah, and I'll tell you, because mentally, I try to stay on a routine of like, okay,
So you work each muscle like twice a week or once a week? Like my old routine when I first started, on Monday Thursday I push. I did chest, shoulders, and tries on Monday, Thursday. Mm-hmm. On Tuesday I usually do back and buys, and on Wednesday was Wednesday, Saturday was legs. So I used to do 6. I have cut it back here lately to only 4 days a week, and eventually I'm gonna cut it out to 3 because I'm getting up there in age. But like, for example, what were your repetition range? Was it 8 to 10 or 10 to 15 or all 10s, and how many sets you normally would do in a workout?
Well, the first part of that question, the 7 days a week is basically I do one body part each day. The other days I'll do cardio. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I'll do, chest on, Monday, and then Tuesday is back, like that. And then,
Right.
On the other days, just to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll do abs. I'll do cardio. Sometimes I'll go in and I'll just do forearms or something just to get me to go 7
Right.
days.
Right.
Because mentally, it helps me to go 7 days, because it's like, you know how easy it is. Then
Yeah.
you can go 7 days, or you can go 6 days, and then you take that one day off, and then Monday comes and it's hard to get back in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird
Yeah.
like that, but I try not to let that happen. As far as my workouts go,
Well, were you training before you got into the business, or it was something you really got involved after you got into business?
to be honest with you, I started training because I wanted to look like a wrestler, because I wanted to be a wrestler. And I thought that the first thing that I need to do is look the part, which kind of goes ignored these days. I'm
Yeah.
not even going to get started on that right
That's
now.
right.
But,
Preach it,
before
brother.
getting in, what's that?
Preach it, brother.
Oh,
Guys,
Sneak up on me, I didn't-
hold that thought. We're going to be going to a commercial. We will be right back with the Mega Powers 2.0 and Atlas and the Pharaoh. See you in a second.
That's right, folks. Canine Corral for all your dog daycare and overnight care. Call 631-549-1544. That's 631-549-1544. The Monty and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah. And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
All righty, we are back with Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast with Atlas and the Pharaoh, normally Monty and the Pharaoh, and our special guest, Mega Powers 2.0. Take it away, Mach. Where was we? Take
right.
it back.
Well, as far as my working out, man, I'm going to make it real simple. Basically, I try to keep it intense, man. It ain't about, I don't go super heavy, because honestly, I'm not that strong. I look a lot stronger than I am. What I do is I do a lot of drop sets. I do a lot of supersets. I'll do a lot of giant sets. And for those out there that don't know what that is, Google it. Yeah. No, but basically what it is, drop sets is like, you do, as many as you can with a certain weight. Let's say 100. You know what I mean? Whatever your, a chest press machine, whatever, right? 100 pounds, you do as many as you can until failure. Then you drop it down to like 70 pounds. Mm-hmm. You do it again until you just, you're not even counting at this point. You're just going until you can't
failure.
go.
Yeah.
And then you drop it down again. Yeah, pyramids is another, you go up and then you go down. So I do things like that, man. I hardly ever do just straight sets.
Who got you into business? Who trained you?
I was originally...
And what year was it?
It was 1997. And I was working at a gym. And I was introduced to a guy that was an independent wrestler. He went by the name Shark Attack Kid back in the day.
Okay.
New York guy. I'm originally from New York. This was in Westchester County where I'm originally from. And he, my boss introduced me to him. And I just, hey, man, would you train me, man? It's something I wanted to do my whole life. And thank God he said yes, because it was all, it changed my life. And next thing you know, man, I was, I had my first match the next year, 1998. And I wrestled probably about 15 years before I kind of called it quits, or my back called it quits for me.
Well, I'm sure both of y'all got asked this question a million times, because I have. Who was your favorite wrestler to wrestle? I get asked that all the time.
To wrestle.
Who was yours, Hogan?
Wow. That's a tough one. There's been so many.
Because there's so many good
The ones that
wrestlers.
stand out is anytime I was in a tag match against Jimmy Cornette and the Midnight Express.
Wow.
Okay.
Now, I
Nice.
wrestled every combination through the years of the Express.
Sure.
Stan Lane and
Condrey.
and Bobby.
And of
Wood.
course, Bobby.
So you would say that was your most
That was
favorite?
my favorite. My
favorite-
favorite individual was probably Barry Windham.
Barry Windham.
Nice.
Wow. What about you, Mancho?
Well, you may not remember this, Tony, but I've wrestled you, brother.
Get out of town,
I have
Tony.
wrestled you for Gino Caruso's ECPW. And I got pictures, brother. Vic Divine is the name that I used to wrestle under.
I'll be a monkey's uncle.
Yeah. It's my other persona.
I didn't recognize it with the gimmick.
Right.
I'll be.
There you go.
Somebody else was telling me that they worked me. I've been around longer than dirt.
Yeah, look at
If
that.
you would have, either one of y'all would have a choice right now to wrestle, let's say for a particular company, like if you had a choice even to go to the AEW or go to WWE, first of all, which company will you pick and why? And secondly, if you did who would you like to wrestle in the company? Because who you think is the best worker? Because it's all about work.
Right.
If y'all could kind of figure out what I'm trying to ask you.
But before you answer that, do you guys even watch today's current product? I'm just curious, because a lot of guys don't.
I do
not.
not.
No?
I don't. Nope.
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Because
okay.
I'm a fan first.
Right, I understand
Once a
that.
fan,
Yeah.
always a fan.
Oh, yeah.
So,
can't be a fan and not watch it.
what company would you, if you had a choice
You
between
prefer
the two?
Vince or Tony Khan right now?
Right now, Tony Khan, AEW.
Interesting.
Really?
Okay.
Reason being is, first of all, there's so many skinny little guys there. Okay.
Okay.
That if I put on another 25 pounds,
You'll
where
wipe
it
the
should
floor
be
with all of them.
back
Right,
in the day,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of old school, but whatever old school type wrestling is, you see it once in a while.
They have more of
AEW,
it than
yeah.
what Vince is offering.
Yeah, and
I
who
got
would
you.
I want to wrestle there would probably be Jericho.
Chris
Because
Jericho.
he has been everywhere.
He's so great.
He's done everything.
He's great.
He's old, like me. He can still go. He
Jericho.
still knows how to sell tickets.
Right.
That's the kind of guy that I'd like to be under the learning tree with.
Right.
Fantastic.
choice.
What about you, Mancho?
Well, the first part of that question is which.
Vince or Tony Khan?
Well, I'm not going to hop on a sinking ship. Let's just say that. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's right. That's right, Vince. I'm talking to you, man. I'm talking to Titanic, and it's going down. Yeah, it is. But it's right. I'm telling you right now to your face, man.
Mach, can you elaborate on that? Why do you feel that the WWE is the Titanic? Please explain.
Well, I mean, first of all, when you got competition out there and you don't admit to having competition,
Okay.
and then you get rid of your best guys.
Oh, like Daniel Bryan, and then
Right.
not bringing back CM Punk, and Bray Wyatt is suddenly like looking for work, and Braun Strowman, and
Right.
yeah, go on.
That is not a smart business move, and
I
I don't
agree.
need to tell a millionaire the greatest, mind in the business ever.
Right.
But something is not right.
Yeah.
He's making some really poor decisions, and that ship is sinking.
Hmm.
And AEW is, going to capitalize on that. And so if I was an active wrestler, I would want to be over at AEW, and I'd probably like to, I don't watch the product, so I don't know a whole lot of people
Right.
over there, but CM Punk, because I do believe, and I have wrestled CM Punk because I was down at OVW.
Right.
And I actually had he was the OVW champion, and I had a match with him, and it was for the title. So I got me a title shot.
Versus CM Punk.
And
Very
he didn't,
nice.
he got lucky is what happened.
Of course. Of
But
course.
right there, man, I mean, that's my decision. I would go to
Right.
AEW, I would wrestle CM Punk, and then I would be the best in the world.
Nice. Look, well, I got all you guys here. You guys were talking about weightlifting before, because I'm
Right.
surrounded by guns with my water pistols over here. But I wanted to know. Wrestling calls for a lot of agility. Wrestling calls for a lot of flexibility. You had one of the best damn drop kicks I've ever seen. How do you ride that line? Because weightlifting's about bulking up. How do you ride that line and keeping and maintaining your athleticism that you need in the ring? Is there a fine line there? Did you ever get a little too big where you're like, wow, I got to pull back because I can't do some of my moves? Did any of that stuff ever come across for any of you?
Well, no, it's not. The weights have nothing to do with it. You see, and Moncho would tell you the same thing. Every individual is different. You either flexible or you're not.
Okay.
Some people got flexibility. You take like getting away from just the muscle. You take like Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh my God!
You know,
Yeah.
come on. Here's a big old guy.
Kevin
dude.
Owens.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin
I mean,
Owens,
when you look
yeah.
at these guys, the last thing you expect Bam Bam to come off that top
True.
rope.
Okay.
You know, King Kong Bundy. People say you pressed him. I said I told Vince Senior. I said no. He jumped. All I do was just follow him. So it got nothing to do with. The Monster may have a different perspective on it, but as far as I have seen, I don't think it had anything to do
Didn't
with
affect at all.
Right, you even got that ability in you, or you don't. Because I know people that don't have no muscles that can't move.
Right. And if you don't stretch and you don't
That's right, yeah.
work on your flexibility, it doesn't matter how big you are.
No.
Honestly, because here the British Bulldog's a great example.
Yeah.
He was jacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
That dude could move.
Oh, yeah.
Like he was a cruiserweight.
Oh my God! Yeah.
He was so flexible and could his moves are so explosive.
Yeah.
And you see even some of the tiny guys now that are 160 pounds that can't even do what he can do.
like Mark Henry slam dumping a basketball.
Right.
I mean, who
Yeah.
expect a 400-pound man to slam dunk a
Yes,
basketball,
Right.
you know?
Right. I'm going to ask you guys one at a time. Randy, how do you feel about today's smaller wrestlers winning world heavyweight titles?
I think it is. I think Satan's taken over. Okay,
we're getting all biblical now.
brother. He's taken over. Okay, and he's trying to change. He's trying to ruin our business.
How dare he?
It took a lot of years for us
What is this?
from Luthez
Okay.
and Carl Gotch and Mr. USA Tony Atlas, guys like that who built on the business
Right.
and made it professional wrestling.
Right.
Now they're trying to take it away. You got a bunch of 160-pound kids doing all kinds of acrobatics. Nobody's got a finishing hold because everybody kicks out of everybody else's finishing
Right.
hold. Okay,
Right.
I'm telling you, there's a force trying to take over, but we're not going to let them.
That's right.
Macho Madness and Randomania.
You know, I know Vince not as well as he think I know him, because when you are underdog, people will say things to you and do things in front of you because they got no fear of you having any type of retaliation against them. I think you got a hell of a point there about he want to kill the business. That he want to be, I always felt he want to be the last of the Mohegans.
Wow.
He want wrestling to leave with him. He do not want to leave it. My
Wow.
wife said something to me
Wow.
one time. She said,
That's like megalomaniac.
well, yeah, but when
What?
Vince Sr. father told Vince Jr.,
Okay.
the only way you're going to get this business is from my cold dead hand. And I don't think he
Oh.
want to leave the business. My wife said,
Oh.
to a stranger. See, when Vince is
Yeah.
no longer here, that's Triple H business. So you may have a hell of a freaking point about that. Muncher, what is your opinion on something like what he just said?
Well, man, I got a lot of opinions about how much time we got on this show, man, because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even watch today's product because I cannot take somebody that looks like, the person that bagged my groceries at the supermarket
Right.
wearing a title, and calling himself a heavyweight. You're not a heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're 150 pounds, and they're probably exaggerating that by 30 pounds.
Yeah,
How did
You
you
know,
guys feel when Rey Mysterio won the world heavyweight
That's
title?
different.
Ray
See,
is different.
Explain
Yeah.
why. Explain. I understand. I get it. But
I don't think so.
Okay. Why don't you wait a minute? 2.0 is supposed to be cohesive. What's going on
He
here?
got bigger arms.
That's right, but I got a bigger mouth, brother.
Oh, there we go.
I'm going to
That's
agree.
balance. That's balance. That's balance.
Go ahead, man. Say what you got to say, man.
Take it
Probably
away.
is a good point. Maybe not, but
Well,
let's hear
we'll do
him out.
point count. We'll
Where-
do point counterpoint.
Right.
Hulkster.
That was one of the-
Randster.
You know, we talked about today's business, yesterday's business, the
Yeah.
great grocery baggers, as opposed to, you walk in a bar and you got guys like Dusty and Murdoch and Wahoo sitting at the table.
Yeah.
You know, Tony Atlas too. You know these guys are some kind of athletes. They look like
Right.
it. Now you sit next to a bar to a guy on TGI Fridays or something, and you don't know what he is. Okay?
Right.
When that all started with me was when Mysterio beat the Big Show.
Okay.
How can a little 160-pound guy
They-
jumping around
Against
beat a 450-pound
I
guy
gotta
who's
agree
supposed
with you
to
on
be
that.
the
Okay.
Giant?
Okay.
Remember he started out as Andre the Giant's son. Remember way back when, and got into
Sure.
it. But
Sure.
Well, that's
to me,
possible.
there's no way.
That's possible because I was there when Hogswallow beat Mark Henry, the world's strongest man.
Stop,
So
will
it's
you?
possible.
Hornswoggle. That never should have happened. That was ridiculous.
That's right. and Rey
Hogswallow
Mysterio.
pinned me too.
Why did you let that happen?
I didn't. I couldn't beat him.
Some things are done for,
He's staying with it. He couldn't beat him. The mighty Hornswoggle. Please help me out here, Mach.
some things are done, for entertainment. Of course, when you got Hornswoggle, going
Yeah.
over on Mark Henry, obviously it's like a ha-ha type of,
Right.
How about a
course.
guy like Orange Cassidy who doesn't take his hands out of his pockets and pins? He pins you.
I got to say this, man. From a non-wrestling standpoint, it's entertaining. I think.
Entertainment.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because
Yes.
nobody's ever done that before.
Right.
To see a guy run the ropes and his hands are in his pocket the
True.
whole time and stuff like that, it's kind of,
Different.
I'm not gonna believe if he beats somebody, in a legit match type of situation. But because there's got to be comedy, man. There's got to be comic relief. So he's like a comic relief. You had Santino Marella. He was a great wrestler, but nobody ever knew it because his job was to be funny, and he did a great job at it, and he didn't mind.
Why do you guys think that today's generation of fans, look, we got to be realistic about this. Today's generation of fans love this stuff. Why do you think that is, that they love this? They don't mind that the guy is smaller. They don't seem to care whether or not Tony can pick up half the studio and throw it across the street. What is it? What has changed? What do you think it is about today's generation that makes them not care about these sorts of things?
The internet.
Yeah, number one, they're idiots.
Okay.
Right.
Well, don't block, Mach. You're blocking. Don't block. Let us know how you really feel. Okay.
They are. They wanna be able to. What's the word I'm looking for?
Participate?
Well, they
with the
want to
chanting,
see,
maybe, or
they want to see that with something like they want to be wrestlers. They want to be, you got your ordinary, Joe Schmo sitting there on the couch, and they want to be able to be identified, with what they see. So it's like, well, if this guy could do it, I could do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, in other words, if you're watching someone that's like a superhero, then it's like watching somebody that that you could never be like. But it's like, by watching somebody that doesn't belong on TV, and you don't belong on TV, it's like saying, like, I could be that guy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Where is your cutoff point? For example, what I mean by that is it's well documented that Triple H and Vince felt that Chris Jericho was too small. I never felt that as a fan watching him. I always felt that he was more than, and he played so big. To me, I always saw him as a heavyweight. Where's the cutoff? Where does it go from, he really is too small to, nope, that works for me?
First of all, going to answer that question, and here, I understand where both, you see, Hogan came along when I came along. When I first started wrestling, George Scott took me out there and said, see all them people out there, Tony? Everybody out there believe that wrestling is fake. It's your job to prove to them that it's not. Right. So my job was to make the people believe. And then what I did, so I would not do anything that was not believable. That's why when Jimmy Slicker came off the top rope, they carried the guy on the stretcher. Because normally people would not believe that a 270-pound man could do that to you, and you get up and walk away. When I press slam a guy, I'm 6'2", so the guy's falling 10 feet out there. Even though the person could get up, the people's not going to believe it. Right. Like when Ken Patero lifted against, he was Olympic champion, lifted against superstar Billy Graham. They thought as Patero won, they thought it was fake because how can a guy with all their muscles be weaker than a guy that is kind of chubby? So I understand where he's come from. It's old school to make the people believe. But then I also understand what Macho Man is saying over there. Is like when they look at Macho, they read comic books. All of us grew up reading these comic books. Sure. So when they see Macho, they see a real live superhero. Right. There's a superhero that they could see, that they could talk. So they don't see Macho Man or Hogan as wrestlers anymore. They see Macho and Hogan as super live superhero. I mean, you read about Batman, but there's no Batman. You read about Santa Claus, but there's no Santa Claus.
Wait a minute.
But you read about Macho. What? You meet Macho. You read about you can meet these superheroes. And so I think how they see y'all today, to answer all of our questions, they don't see you as wrestlers anymore or entertainers. You guys are like real live superheroes, kind of like in the comic books. I mean, Santa Claus, you're not going to see Batman. We all know that's make-believe. But the Macho, he's not a make-believe. He's a real live superhero. Right. Hogan, he's not made up. He's a real live superhero that people could touch and feel and get to know. And they could identify, like Macho was saying, identify with being with this superhero.
Gotcha. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with Mega Powers 2.0, brother.
Yeah.
You are watching Atlas and the Pharaoh. See you in a sec.
How much more time?
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
Wrestling fans, now you too can look as cool as Monty and the Pharaoh by wearing the official Monty and the Pharaoh sunglasses at night for $8.99 each. That's only $8.99 each. Now available at montyandthepharaoh.com.
All right.
Macho Man,
Yeah.
you are going to wrestle this weekend at Madison Square Garden.
What?
Cut me a 30-second promo.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden, yeah, MSG, New York City, yeah. Me and Tony Atlas going one-on-one, yeah. And Tony Atlas, you don't stand a chance against the Macho Man, do you? No, you don't. And if you even look at Elizabeth the wrong way, right in the mouth, yeah.
Wonderful. Cut me a promo, brother. You're going to be at the Philly Spectrum.
Well, let me tell you, brother, the Philly Spectrum, September 2nd, Ravish and Randy Hogan, let me tell you, brother, and the Macho Man himself, going to team up as Mega Power 2.0 against the World Tag Team Champions, Jimmy Pharaoh and Mr. USA himself, Tony Atlas. They are big, they're formidable, but there's no way, brother, that they can take on Macho Madness and Randomania running wild. And what are you going to do when the two of us run wild on you, brother?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to stand on the apron and let him wrestle the match. 'Cause that's how we won the tag titles. You were in the ring the entire time.
The reason I asked y'all, the reason that I asked y'all to do that, I'm here to say I doubt there's anybody in the WWE that could do that because y'all ad-lib.
Right.
The last time I was there, they gave me a strip to tell me how to wrestle and what to say. So every word that I say was written by some little 20-year-old kid that just got out of college. And what y'all guys, the talent y'all guys got to cut a promo, it's real. And that what I believe is missing in the business. Yep. I doubt that there's very few wrestlers that is making big money that I say did what I just did when you got cut me a 30-second promo and y'all could just boom. You know, you're in character. You don't stutter. You know what to say, and that's how I wrestle. Well, when I first started, they would say, Tony, you wrestle against a Macho Man, and what you're going to do, you got to go a 15-minute match. And we want to put Macho Man over. Because the heel was in one dressing room, the babyface was in the other dressing room.
Right.
So then I didn't get to talk to him. We had to do it when we got to the ring. We called the match in the ring. We called ad-libbing. We did an interview. The interview was done the same way you guys do it. Macho Man, you're going to wrestle in the Spectrum against Hogan. Hey, I hear that you guys were the best tag team around. Now there's a little heat between you guys. What caused the heat between you and Hogan, Randy?
Well, he's got lust in his eyes, man. We all know the story. Yeah, you do, man. Don't even shake your head. You know you got lust in your eyes.
Don't accuse me of nothing, brother.
No,
Don't
man,
accuse
you
me.
know what I'm saying? You got lust in your eyes for Elizabeth, man, and that ain't gonna fly with me. No, it's not. Yeah, you look into my eyes right now, man, and you understand one thing, man. You understand that Elizabeth is mine. Yeah. Don't even look at my property, man. Don't even look at my
First of all, brother, let's get something straight. I got no lust in my eyes for Miss Elizabeth.
lust in your eyes.
But I can't help it if she's got lust in her eyes for me. I can't help it that macho, little macho
pushing the issue here.
just
I
can't
don't
take
know.
care of business. and
Easy
cannot
much,
catch
easy
Randomania running wild, baby, with the 24-centimeter pythons. That's right, brother. So, don't make me get up. Don't make me get up, brother. Because if I get up, You're going down.
Gentlemen, please, gentlemen, please.
Yeah.
Order. We must have order.
Don't get me.
Yes.
Don't make me hook up.
All right, man. I'm gonna be professional right now, yeah. But when the cameras turn off, yeah, man, that's when the action's gonna happen.
Yeah, because y'all got to
So
remain
keep your eye
friends.
on Elizabeth, because she might be knocking on my door tonight.
Y'all got to remain friends because I forgot to tell y'all before I started stirring the pot. Y'all got to, as a tag team, y'all, even though y'all is getting bad about Elizabeth and all this stuff, you two guys got a tag team coming up for the World Tag Team Championship. So y'all how y'all gonna mend things between y'all for the match?
Man, I can't trust him, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't trust him. If he's got a wandering eyes, if he's got lust in his eyes for Elizabeth, yeah, then he doesn't care about nothing.
But fellas, this is demolition we're talking about. You guys got to be on the
Got to
same
fight
page.
the axe demolition here.
You got to.
Let me tell you, brother. Elizabeth wanting me over you doesn't matter. Business is business, brother. That's what we're taking care of. We're taking care of business. Demolition, okay? They can put their funny face paint on. They can do what they want. They might be big. They may be muscled up like you. I don't know, brother. But when you drop that elbow off the top rope, I drop the leg across the throat. We get the belts. We get the tags. We don't got to like each other. Elizabeth can pick who she wants. But you and I are going to be the world title holders. And that means money. That means everything else. That means maybe Elizabeth, brother, wants us both, okay? Because we will both be champions. I'm down for that, brother.
Ooh, I don't know.
Can we work together?
Macho, your thoughts, please.
See, here's the deal, man. You said Elizabeth way too many times in that conversation right there. Yeah, I don't even like that name coming out of your mouth. You understand what I'm saying?
It's written on my lips, brother.
Yeah, it's written on your lips. Another thing that's going to be written on your lips is my fist. Boom, right there in the mouth.
Fellas,
You don't
fellas.
talk about Elizabeth.
Fellas.
Now,
The mega
you
powers
gotta
are
get savvy.
imploding. Good job,
I gotta
Tony.
be sure that you still stay in tune up here, brother. We know you're a little shallow, okay? We know you're focused on Elizabeth because you can't take care of business at home, and I can. But that's okay. We're going to tag up. We're going to beat Demolition. We're going to be the world title holders. Elizabeth can choose who she wants.
Tony, keep these two on the same page, will you? This is greatness here. Save this.
You know what? You know what?
We're partners.
Yeah, we're partners, man. Get one thing straight right now. One thing straight. You ain't never gonna have Elizabeth. And you're never gonna have that title. You know why? Because after I get done beating those guys, I'm gonna beat you, take both belts, take Elizabeth, and we're out of here. Yeah, leaving you with nothing.
Well, let me ask y'all. Before y'all started ripping
please,
each other apart here, I just
no,
got one
no,
question
not
to ask.
here.
Now, y'all know me. I just want to know one thing. What size shoe does she wear? Now, y'all can have...
Sick,
yes, I am.
retired professional wrestler.
Yes.
Sick.
Yes, sick of
Sick man.
it. Y'all,
about open
Wow.
Please.
I should have known that was
I like
coming.
to slip on sneakers. Now I know, Randy, you
March.
like the legs
This is
and
a-
the nice body
tell you,
and
this is out of control.
everything. And I know you like the pretty long hair and everything. Now, y'all can have all of that.
He just
But
wants the
y'all,
feet.
After
can't.
y'all win the title, after y'all destroy Axe Demolition, after y'all get the girl, get the money, get the gold, get everything, all that they old Tony asking y'all is let me sniff the shoes.
You're sick.
I don't know, brother. He's onto something. I think we should worry about him, not each other.
You know what? I think you're right.
You
I
put them
think the
back
main
together.
thing that we need to do, man, forget about the jealousy, man. Forget about the lust in your eyes, and forget about the titles. What we need to do is we need to get Elizabeth's shoe. Yeah, we need to get Elizabeth's shoe and bring it right
Get the
over
shoe,
to Tony
baby.
Ellis. But here's something you need to know. She wears a size 12.
Whoa!
You can't tell on TV, but she's got really big clown feet.
Oh, you're killing it. Monster.
Triple X.
Oh, you're killing it.
I'm serious, man.
She got big feet.
Yeah, don't you like that?
What? Yeah,
Big-
but
And toes like claws.
Wait a second. Are her toenails at least not?
Tony, collect yourself, please.
Yeah. You all right?
No.
Collect yourself.
Tony. Okay.
She's got claws and they go into the ground.
oh,
Like
Are these
you know,
toenails like green? Does she at least wash her feet?
Full of toe jam.
They're filled with toe jam.
fungus.
I'm just
rough.
saying that I've seen her climb a tree.
Oh, no.
I've seen her climb a tree.
Boy, oh boy! Oh my
no
God!
shoes.
Oh my God! Tony, I think on that note, we're going to take this train back onto the track and go home
Sweet
now.
dreams, brother. You
Oy.
like that, huh? You're gonna be dreaming about Elizabeth's feet.
Guys, I want to thank you both for coming down.
Y'all great.
Absolutely,
great.
mega powers. So
Thank
where
you
you
for
guys?
having
Where are you
us.
guys going to be this weekend, please? Or you guys got anything going on?
Everywhere.
Go ahead, March.
ESS.
ESS, we got the
Come on in,
manager right
ESS.
there,
Yeah, why not? Bring
Here
him
he
in.
is. Brother. Have a seat.
Oh, yeah.
We got the...
By the way, he's wearing Elizabeth's sleep shirt right now. Just so you know.
I was just about to say, don't let anything come between you two, but apparently Eric already has. All right, that's great.
Good thing they're sitting between us right now.
It's a good thing.
Anyway, this is your cult hero. It's ESS. And from tonight, 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock, just down the road in Comac, Long Island, New York. Not only it's the Mega Powers 2.0 and Sabu, but also Tony Atlas.
Yes.
We're at the Wrestling Universe, the Long Island store. Then tomorrow, the big one, it's Legends of the Ring. That's right, Legends of the Ring tomorrow, 8 PA Hotel, Island, Woodbridge, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Not only is it Tony Atlas, not only is it Sabu, but the Mega Powers. for the
Mega
first
Power,
time ever
baby.
collide right for you in Woodbridge, Island, New Jersey. Then after that, all of us, the whole crew, we're going down to the SWF show. That's in Homedale, New Jersey at the Homedale Motor Inn. The Mega Powers explode. Mr. USA Tony Atlas will be there. Just Incredible, Sabu. And who else knows who's going to show up?
Hey, Eric, before we go, do the other side of Eric Sims.
I got it. Wait a second.
I saw it today, just now.
Wait a second.
Channel
Wait a second.
that-
Wait,
He's
we'll
got
get
two
to
sides
I
to
didn't finish the
Earth
plugs
Sim.
yet. I didn't finish the plugs yet.
Uh-oh.
Sunday, Allentown Pro Wrestling World at the Fire Hall. I forgot the name of the fire hall, but it's the Fire Hall on 7th Street in Allentown.
Look for the big
Pennsylvania.
red engine.
The Mega Powers, Tony Atlas, 911, Sabu. You know, we're all gonna be there. And then ECW Day, Sabu.
Eric, do the dark side before we run out of town.
I got it.
Do
Anyway, legends never die. Just want to make it clear. Legends never die till they do. So come out and support us before it's too late.
Excellent. Thank you very much, ESS. Thank you, Mr. Hogan, Mr. Savage in my mind. There we go, the Macho Man. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Tony. You've been watching Atlas and the Pharaoh, normally Monty and the Pharaoh, seen every Thursday at 9 o'clock. And until next time.
There it is. Look at those guns,
Later.
man.